the Nigerian police and thugs of the APC showed themselves to work hand in hand to disrupt and to create a one-party state.
You knew them to be thugs of the APC?
100%. And I'll tell you why. As our event was supposed to hold on Saturday, we had paid for a field, right, a space in Alimosho. We had announced it. We had gotten permission from the police command in that area. Then on Thursday, we got reports that the Commissioner of Police says our event cannot hold. Thursday night, all the LCDA chairmen, in the APC chairmen, in the company of over 80 policemen, a Black Maria, and several Hilux vehicles, we have videos there online, went and occupied that field, right? Said that our event cannot happen. I should go and talk to the Commissioner of Police. That he said I should come and see him. I go to the Commissioner of Police. I call, he does not pick. I text, he does not respond. I wait there for 2 hours, and then I left, understanding that it was a decoy to get me off that field, right? Now, on the Saturday, APC holds a rally on a field I paid for without any written explanation from the Commissioner of Police why I cannot have my event there. While APC held its own rally on that field, we have videos. This is not hearsay. There are videos there online.
Which field was this?
Lion Field in Alimosho. APC held its event there. They cordoned off all the roads, and the police protected the APC.
You paid to the local government?
I paid to the people in charge, the CDA in charge of it, right? Okay. We accepted that. We made alternative plans. 4 alternative plans. Okay. Wow. We had a hall where we're going to do affirmation, which we did successfully, and we had a field that our people were supposed to go to for our meeting, right? That was kept secret because we suspected this kind of thing were to happen, because there's no reason why the local government chairman in the company of so many policemen will go and harass the CDA that why should they rent out a field to us, that this event cannot happen here. Now, our people had successfully started going to the other field, right? The DPO of that area came and saw them, went in, asked questions, came out, made calls, and shortly after, a whole team of police came there, opened the gate, stood back, and then let the thugs in. Again, we have videos of all of this. So you see a situation where the police yesterday superintended attack of property, violence. My own sister was rushed to the hospital. My blood sister, the director of RV Foundation that was there to do our healthcare outreach, was rushed to the hospital and was stitched on her head. Wow. My aide had a concussion. He's bleeding from his ears. Wow. Right? The police were there and superintended the destruction of all these buses. In Nigeria, as hard as it is today, think about how much it's going to cost to repair all these buses.
I can see things that look like bullet holes. Were they shooting?
There was shooting in the venue. The police shot. But I cannot say that. I think those were stones that destroyed those buses. Those were stones. Yeah. But you see the level of destruction. Police supposed to protect rented buses. These were police supposed to protect lives and property. Yeah. Now, I'm telling you that this was happening while in Lion Field that I paid for, the APC was having a field day. No thugs, no weapon, nothing like this.
So did you challenge the leaders of that organization in that field? What the leaders of the people that were having their rally in the field that you paid for? Did you ask them why they were there, and did you challenge them?
I went to the field on Friday morning, and there's a video online of that as well. I spoke to the police. The CDA have done their duty. We've reported to the police. They've given us our receipt. They did not imagine that there will be a whole occupation of their field. There was a lady that was supposed to celebrate her 70th birthday on that Friday on that field. An old retiree. Her event was completely cancelled because of that situation. So, you see, there's a bigger issue here, and you're seeing it across Nigeria with the coalition. You see it in Kaduna with El-Rufai and the ADC. You are seeing it with even just the coalition meeting that had to happen, where several venues had to be called before it was successfully had. And there's an attempt to create a one-party state to intimidate us. Because now you have a situation where you're destroying vehicles so that people will not rent vehicles to you again if you want to have a political meeting. Right. That was a church. That field was in a church. A private organization in a church. They came into this place, destroyed it, and locked it and said, I could not go in. On what basis? It is a church.
You said yesterday that you will consult with the Commissioner of Police.
No, that was on Friday.
On Friday.
From the Lion Field, I went to the Commissioner of Police office. I called him, I texted him, he did not respond. I was there for 2 hours waiting. Despite the fact that the area commander at Lion Field told me that the Commissioner of Police said I should come and see him immediately to discuss this. Okay. Right? And I obeyed and left and went directly to Jerry for that meeting. But again, I still say, this is a bigger issue.
But you didn't see him?
I did not see him. He was supposed to be waiting for me. He said I should come there.
He hasn't called you back.
He hasn't called me back. He did not reply my text. So But this is a bigger problem. You see, violence is always the last refuge of incompetence. Do you understand? When a people are so scared, but instead of doing the work to make their people, to endear themselves to their people, they resort to violence to intimidate and suppress people. You have a situation where Nigeria is only going to get worse. But the mistake they are making, and which is very ironic, because these are the same people that their claim to fame is standing up against the military, is that they think that Nigerians are cowards. When the police starts to behave like this and they're corrupting all institutions and all institutions are losing their respect in the eyes of the Nigerian people, Nigerians are eventually going to stand up.
So, but you have lodged a formal complaint, correct? Have you done that?
Lodged a formal complaint to who?
To the police. Have you done that?
To the police that came and said I cannot go into...
Why does that matter? You still have... It is your right.
And my lawyers will do that. My lawyers will do that to fulfill all righteousness.
Yes,
but from what I saw, they had a whole DCP be a gatesman to a church yesterday.
A DCP?
A DCP.
You have proof, evidence?
Yes, there's videos. Yeah. Arise was there.
What do you mean to be a gateman?
He prevented me from going in. He was a gatesman yesterday. They had the whole squad, whole team come there.
Wow.
What were we going to do in a church? Were we going to destroy government property? Were we going to protest against the government?
Jeremy, let me ask you this. And I know that you, as a citizen, you have the right to choose anywhere that you want to make your, your meeting, your affirmation. But then why Ali Moshow? That's one. Then secondly, do you think that yesterday was about you, or was it about Aregbe Shola, who is considered to be a strong man in Ali Moshow, and of course who is now I believe the General Secretary or Organizing Secretary of the ADC? Or it was about the two of you?
Okay, so let's first start from this. The fact is that Labour Party won Ali Moshow in the last election. Hands down. This has never been done in the last 20 years. For the presidential.
Yeah.
We won. So there's that reality that the politicians are still dealing with, right?
Yeah, but you know the issues that they attributed that to.
What was that?
Internal wranglings, people voted against certain, different
whether they attribute it to this or that, right? Okay, they should have had peace and had a peaceful election for governorship now. They should have had peace and had a peaceful election for governorship and would have done it again. Do you understand? It's not about that, it's about the people. How many people are in a political party compared to how many people form the population of Ali Moshow? It's not about that. So that's the first thing. The second reason, you asked why Ali Moshow. I flagged off my campaign from Ali Moshow in 2022. And this is part of a divisional tour, which we are still going to do. Do you understand? This nonsense that they are doing is not stopping what we are going to do. We're still going to move ahead. It's part of a divisional tour. Ikeja, Badagry Division, Lagos Island, and then Ikorodu Division.
The 5 divisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. Ali Moshow was selected as the place where we'll do it for the Ikeja Division. And for all intents and purposes, this was just supposed to be a simple gathering of people, right? Peter Obi would have sent a representative, just people to gather. We're not going to walk on the street. We're not doing any rally. And even if we were, it's in our right to do that. But that's not what we're doing. This was not a protest against the government. We are allowed to gather. It's our constitutional right. We are not did Abacha do more than this?
We're not campaigning.
We're not campaigning.
Yeah.
It's our right to gather. Right. It's our right to organize.
Yes.
Right? And then when we talk about the strength of Aregbe and Ali Moshow, certainly is a force. Certainly is a force. And that's why we are talking about a coalition. Because no political party can do this by themselves. And this has to be a coalition of all Nigerians, a broad spectrum of everybody.
Have you met with him? Was it meant to be part of your declaration yesterday?
He's a national security officer. He's in charge of the Southwest. He's supposed to be there. But he was not going to be there. Because he's in Malaysia. We spoke this morning. Right? So this was not about anything. His people were not there. His team, Omoloabi, they were not. This was Labour Party obedience coming to the ADC. Right. So even if they want to try and twist that propaganda, it is not.
So that was a very powerful statement you just made. You said it's the Labour Party, the obedience movement coming into the ADC. The ADCs.
Sorry, let me rephrase that because I know how they're going to twist it.
Because that's what you just said.
Members of the Labour Party that have decided to come into the coalition. Members of the Labour Party that have decided to join me as my supporters to go into the coalition.
Many people will say that this your move from the Labour Party is like a step away from this obedient movement that fueled your campaign, that put you there, that won you all these votes during the last election. And now you are in a coalition that has people like Atiku Abubakar. We're speaking about the presidential election at this point. We also want to know, is Peter Obi in the ADC as we speak right now? Because I haven't really seen a statement from him saying, yes, he joined the coalition, but I haven't seen him saying that I have defected, I have left the Labour
We are
Party.
members of the coalition.
So what does that even mean?
It means that we are
Because how can
coming
you have-
together. We are coming together. Let me answer. We are coming together. There's a dance that's happening, right? Coming together, trying to agree on the way forward. The ADC has been adopted as the party of the coalition, right? And we're going to come together to face the ruling party because we all agree that we cannot afford to divide the opposition votes.
You have not answered my question. About
I'm not going to speak for Peter Obi.
No, but you should
I'm
know
sure in
because
his
it's a
time-
party.
Yes,
and there's
certainly.
a-
And you should also know that I will not make any move without his understanding
Okay.
and his acknowledgement, because we are part of that same block, right?
Okay.
So everything has been discussed. Everything we're working together. Let me put it that way.
Will you remain in ADC if Peter Obi decides to stay with either the Labour Party or the PDP?
I believe it's too soon to have this kind of conversations. I mean, I'm just looking at a situation where I have people in the hospital. I have to pay for all those bus damages because the police is not going to do that. Nigerian government is not going to do that. I have to take that cost, right? So
Will you sue? Will you take a legal action?
I will leave that to my lawyers. I have little faith. You know, every time these things happen, the faith that I have in any institution in this country is reducing and reducing and reducing. And it must also be said at this point, because what they are telling us and young men and my generation is that if you are going to engage in politics, right, you have to come with violence. That's what these people have done. And we saw a taste of it in 2023. And the police, though they were indirectly involved because they looked away from the violence that happened, at least we could rationalize that in some sort of way. They looked away. This one, we saw them literally shepherd in the thugs, right? And it must be said that there's no monopoly of violence. We are trying to be civilized, but these people consistently push us in a way that is not civilized.
Is that a threat? There's no monopoly
Yeah,
of
because
There's no monopoly on
When you
violence.
say things like that, it could be used against you. You know?
If they want to use it against me, they can. And I'm saying it again, there's no monopoly of violence. My sister is in the hospital.
How is she, by the way?
She's getting better.
And what
She's
exactly
in good
happened to
spirits.
her? What exactly
Dogs
happened to your
came,
sister?
hit her, hit the car glasses, destroyed all the glasses. The shard entered her head, and she had to go to hospital to be
Oh my
stitched.
goodness.
So when I say there's no monopoly of violence, right? I'm not saying this as a buzzword because it's not just me.
Are you saying that?
There are a lot of other young people that were hurt yesterday.
Yeah, but you
those
saying
bus drivers whose cars are destroyed.
Yeah.
You think they're just going to smile and be happy?
Yeah,
What
but
did
are
they
you
do
saying
wrong?
That there could be a situation in which you can be pushed to retaliate.
This is not even about me. This is about all the
you,
young people. This is about all the young people that were hurt.
Yeah.
And so this is how it started. Young people were being oppressed. They came out to stand and were hurt again. And there's only so much. Nigeria is not. You see, there's a belief that they think Nigerians are cowards. We are not cowards, though. And they should know better because they were the ones that faced the military. They should know better. Look at all those buses that were destroyed. At last count, over 75. Buses destroyed. People hurt, phones smashed. The mixer for the church has been stolen. That's over 20-something million naira. So people are just, for what? For what, really?
Did you ever say that it could get this bad?
If I made alternative plans in a church, so at least, even if you don't like Gbadebo, have the fear of God. You cannot come and destroy a church, right? If I wanted violence, I would have gone to Lionfield with all my people and gone to go and meet them there. I left them, even though I've paid for the field. I did not get a refund. I left them, right? So you cannot say that I went to look for violence. They did not know where we're going to be. Even all my members, to the last minute before they knew we're going to that field, in a church. So they brought the violence. How long are they going to continue doing this? How long? How long are we just going to continue taking? From 2023, I buried 8 people. 5 people cannot walk again because some dog came and hit them with sticks. I've had to go and pay so many hospital bills. Then to come so early in the game, show your hand like this, with so much violence, and we're just supposed to continue taking it and turn the other cheek? No. They did not turn the other cheek for the military now. We'll learn from their example. So if they want to come and say, use anything against me, we'll put a mirror to them as well.
All right. So what specific idea or ideology of this coalition that you have joined now pushed you to join the party? What is it about the coalition at this point
Okay,
that you think can...
so to my mind, we are at a precipice in this country. And for very practical reasons, we cannot afford to divide our votes. If we are going to do this and do it seriously, right? And you see, every time you run, people rise up in hope to try and make an effect on their leadership and everything, and that hope is crushed, your country is dying. Every time that happens, your country is dying more and more, because there is a 4-year period. People are supposed to experience your government, experience your policy, and come back and give a referendum on it. And that's how the country gets better. But if, on the other hand, their will is constantly suppressed, that exchange starts to die. So for me, we have a situation where opposition needs to come together, ideas and policies need to be discussed, and the person that has the best ideas and the best policy should shepherd and helm the ship that we're going to go into the next election, right? But we have seen what happened in 2023, right? So you cannot now. We have to be realistic. A point comes where you have to be realistic and understand that these are the dynamics, and you have to play the ball that you are given, play the hand that you are given.
Are you assuming or hoping that 2027 will be a two-horse race, APC and the coalition?
That is what we are working for. We are all working for that.
You think that will happen? Ever happen?
Oh yes, yes.
What will happen to PDP? What will happen to the old Labour that you're leaving?
Okay. Why don't we understand also that the PDP can be part of a coalition? That's why it's called a coalition. The PDP can become part of this coalition.
So is that a strategy now? Is that what what you're talking about?
The success of a coalition is to ensure that the opposition is completely united.
Okay.
Whatever discussions, whatever conversations, whatever arrangements or agreements that can be reached must be reached. Right? That for me is the ultimate success of the coalition. So PDP currently, they're doing their Congress and all of that. They have their own situation with Wike as well that I cannot really speak authoritatively on. But let us hope that they're able to do their convention and it goes smoothly and there are no law cases anymore. There are still conversations to be had. The gladiators in the PDP are going to be talking to these gladiators here.
In the ADC?
Yes. Nobody is going to go into an election with this kind of people divided. We all know. We have all agreed on this matter.
That's what will happen.
What? Let us see.
You have all agreed, I mean, including the gladiators within the PDP that are in power at this point. Because there's been this conversation about whether or not Peter Obi will go into the PDP.
Or Goodluck Jonathan will come out. Bala Mohammed will run.
Are you part of all of that conversation?
All these conversations are ongoing. Ongoing. All these conversations are ongoing. Trust me.
GRV, why is the possibility of you having tried PDP, Labour, and now you are trying... That would be bad English. You're trying to try. You're going into the ADC.
No, he's moved into the ADC.
Oh, you moved into ADC. Why do you think it is impossible for you to try the APC? That's what...
Never.
Hold on, one second. Hold on. Jando has just moved to APC.
That's Jando's business.
Funsho Duarte has left where he was to PDP. I'm saying this because the people that you are now consulting with, the Aregbesolas, the Rotimi Amechis, the Erufais, these are founding members of the APC. So if there's a coalition, if you're having fanciful ideas about a coalition that will mean well for Nigeria, a good chunk of them are coming from APC. So what is it that you have against APC? Is it the president? Is it the personality of the president? Or the idea that they're just the behemoth that you want to defeat?
You see, you have framed your question at a national level, right? I'm not playing national politics.
Okay.
My first love is Lagos.
Yeah.
Right? My first love is Lagos. And I vehemently, from the depths of my soul, resent everything that APC has done in Lagos. And I say it without apology. I was in Alimosho yesterday. Look at the state of the inner roads in these communities. That these same local government chairmen are carrying police around and stopping people from having a gathering. They drove on those inner roads without any shame. Without any shame. You have a situation where there's a complete state capture of the state. They use violence to intimidate and suppress opposition. Street lights, there are so many parts of Lagos, there are no street lights at night. Even when we wanted to record the armed men at the Lion Field, we could not do it during the night because there are no street lights. We have to wait for the daytime, right? And people have so normalized this. And it is a failure for what Lagos is, what Lagos ought to be, what Lagos had been since the 1800s, right? I carry that history in me. So I feel that there's a desecration that these people have done for the last 20 years. You understand? So it is not about national politics. Politics is local. When I start operating at that national level, I can start to frame my thinking around the Erufais, the Amechis, all of that. I'm in Lagos. At every step I take the best step that can allow me to make a difference to my people of Lagos. And that's why I can never join the APC. Because I cannot join a party that has consistently used the Commonwealth of Lagos State for their own selfish interest, when I know what Lagos can be if our Commonwealth is applied in a way that puts the people first.
When you say that, what do you mean by that? For their own selfish interests? And who are you talking about? Who are you referring to?
I'm talking about the people that have been in charge of the APC for the last 20 years, from the person that is currently our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to all the people that he has had in office afterwards. Some have done better than others. I also give credit, right, for some governors that did better than others. But the fact still remains that they sustained a structure that was about taking out of our Commonwealth, right, and using it for their own benefit. I mean, look at all the properties that have been taken.
Asking, using it for their own benefit, their own selfish benefit. What do you? What are you talking about specifically? Or just for the benefit of our viewers.
I mean, I was on Arise where we were talking about the funds that Lagos State was using for their own party activities. Over millions, hundreds of millions that Governor Sanwo-Olu used for himself, his own personal law case, political law case in 2023. I was on Arise where I talked about it. I came on Arise to talk about how they used billions to say they used for fan and air fresheners. And they came out to come and say that it was a typo. I mean, I've consistently been breaking all of these things down. So if anybody is interested, they can go and search online. I've put out several statements analyzing the improper use of our Commonwealth. And this also goes back. I'm talking about properties that are being taken, indigent lands that are being taken without proper compensation, properties of the federal government that were given that, but the property of Lagos that politicians have taken as their own without buying properly. I'm talking about the system that exists where, from everything, down to the bus driver, where people are taking more money from him than he makes in a day, right? And that money is not being accounted for. And the people that are taking that money are then used violently to suppress them as well, as we saw yesterday, right? So I've identified, to the projects that are highly overinflated. Our blue line, yes, it is working now, right? But also go and look at Ethiopia, the line that's linking Mumbai to the capital Nairobi to Mombasa. High speed, Shinkansen type lines are what they are enjoying at almost the same price that they're charging us for the blue line. I've talked about this for years. I've been consistent. So I think anybody that has followed my trajectory understands my passion and how I feel very strongly about this.
And as an architect, you'll be able to improve on that.
I think it's time that Lagos got an architect. We've got lawyers, we've got accountants. The accountants raised money. Lawyers did well with, open door courts. I have to give credit for that. Yeah. Let's get better planning.
You also give credit to Lagos governors that have done well. Who specifically are you talking about? And Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it true that Ambode has said that he's going to run for 2027? Did he?
No,
Did he announce that?
No, I think that the group, one of the support groups that made that announcement clarified it, that was not what happened, that he's still consulting.
He's still consulting,
and that he hasn't made any such.
For Tinubu as well,
oh yes, I think he's been clear about that.
Okay, so who are you talking about when you said some governors, Lagos governors, because you're talking about politics being local and you're running on the local level.
Leading question.
Very leading question. And while I'll give credit for certain policies like the open door court, I think that was done under Governor Fashola. The quality of urban arts, regional sort of design that was done under Governor Ambode, I still have to say, the reason why Governor Ambode did not do his 2 terms is because he tried to push for a change.
Because he tried to push for a change?
Push for certain changes. Government pushed back and they removed him, made him a 1-term governor. And then after that, you have governors that must go with this archetype that the Commonwealth serves the interest of one man and who he decides to serve. So unfortunately for the APC, even if they are the most brilliant men, as long as they go through that process to emerge, they must be answerable to that godfather. And that has held Lagos back for far too long.
GRV, a lot of people will remind you that part of the reason why you got more than 300,000 votes 2 years ago during the 2023 elections was because of the Peter Obi and the obedient factor. And I return to the question I asked earlier that you thought it might be a bit early. You have moved to ADC. If it turns out that Peter Obi will not roll with the ADC and they will be in PDP, what happens to your aspiration? Do you think that if an Atiku, for example, gets the ticket, given that PDP has said that they have zoned the presidential candidate to the south, don't you think that that might have a rippling effect on how the vote will go in Lagos State after the presidential election? Because what it therefore means is that there will be a 3-horse race at the federal, and then 2 weeks after, the same sort of struggle that happened. And then you now will repeat itself, and you will be running, if you choose to stay with ADC, without the obedience backing that you had 2 years ago.
Yeah, you're making a very strong assumption that obedient supporters, people that follow me, have not seen my consistency since the last election. I've not seen the fact that I not sell out. I was not bought. I took this people all the way to Supreme Court. I've been doing health outreaches all over Lagos on my own dime, giving people micro health insurance consistently. You underestimate how much more followership I have than I had in 2020. You are really underestimating a lot. And there's so much work that we are doing because we've been consistent. We've not gone on any break. We've not gone on any break since the elections. So when you say obedience as though it's just a group of people that are just hanging, people are watching. People want credible human beings that they can get behind.
Yeah, but why didn't they display that during the local government elections?
Because
where was ADC?
I agree
all
with
across
you.
the states.
I agree with you. But you see the same thing in Rivers, right?
Well,
you see the same thing all across Nigeria. It's a reflection of the respect that people have for this government. If people don't believe in your system, on your process, it goes from the politicians to the party, all the way to the people. They don't believe, so they're not going to honor it. They're not going to come out. Right? The first election I did was local government elections. I ran for local government of Ikeja in 2016 on that Kowa party at the time. I remember going around doing my door-to-door. People were like, local government, these people don't do anything for us. They didn't have any faith in that arm of government. So they don't take it seriously. So I know the convincing we had to do, the hope we had to sell, the ideas and vision. But that is not what's happening. You don't have local government chairmen that are doing door-to-door to get people out selling an idea. And you expect people to come out. For what? For what? You're just going to vote people that are just going to be glorified subcontractors. They're not making a difference. The local government is closest to you. Again, I'm talking about all the LCDA chairmen that went to a field that I paid for, 7 p.m. at night with 80 policemen that drove on inner roads that are red and are terrible. So those people in that community, you think they care about voting for those people?
All right, so you believe that these movement, your followers, your supporters will follow you into the ADC
Most
when the
certainly.
time comes.
Most
Now,
certainly.
what is your immediate focus within the ADC? And how do you plan to leverage this, your support group or your influence to build that platform, the ADC?
You asked the question and you answered it.
No, I mean, I want to know.
No, it's true. You just answered it. The
Yeah.
idea, and I said this from 2023, once we finished our Supreme Court, I said, we need to build a coalition. Everybody must come together. From the SDP, AD, PDP.
Your immediate focus
is to build that coalition.
Okay,
that's what I'm doing. So even this thing that we're doing about going around divisions is to gather people, to talk, to bring in people, as many people, to have a unity of purpose. Because we cannot do this thing any other way. Right? So that is my immediate focus, and that's what we're going to be doing moving forward.
You feel comfortable when you guys get into the heat of the moment, into the heat of electioneering, you feel comfortable queuing behind Aregbesola to say that the party that he built, he was part of in building for a quarter of a century, has failed, and therefore change will be needed in Lagos. You feel comfortable staying side by side with Aregbesola to say that to Lagosians when you get into the heat of the moment?
To say that to Lagosians. Aregbesola is the National Secretary of the Labour.
Yeah, but he will need to campaign with you.
He will campaign
in Lagos, and he will say that Lagos has failed.
Have you not heard him speak?
Does he say that Lagos has
Oh,
failed?
yes.
That
If
Lagos
you
has
don't know, I
failed?
can give you videos.
Clips.
I can give you video clips. Google Aregbesola in Koshofe.
And you think Lagosians will believe him?
It's the person that's inside that can tell you the shit that's in the house now. Okay. All of you are looking at the house from the outside.
Okay.
All right,
and that's why they're shaking.
You left the Labour Party. Many have said that the Labour Party is in disarray. On the headline today, on this day, I believe, what is his name? Nedi Usman of Labour.
Nenadi Usman
of the Labour Party talked about the Labour Party saying that the APC is desperately plotting to infiltrate its ranks and hijack its structures. What structures are there in place right now within the Labour Party? Because you just moved, so I'm sure that you still have, your information.
Okay, so let me be clear on this.
Yeah.
Currently, there are two factions in the Labour Party, right? I think there's something we can all agree on.
Yeah.
There's the Nenadi group and there's the Apuri group. Now, the Nenadi group are pro-coalition, right? They've always said this. They've always supported the coalition. Now, the idea is a Supreme Court judgment came out. Up till today, INEC is yet to interpret that judgment. So INEC has not made a stand on who the leader or who the leadership of the Labour Party is or should be. By September, primaries for the next election are in March, April, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's in May. Yeah, in May.
March, April, May.
Yeah, all right.
Right? So there's a lot of work that political party must be able to do between now and then. And if you are in limbo, you don't know who or what you are every time to decide any particular thing that you do, but you have to go to court to get interpretation. It does not create stability for anybody to be able to run an effective campaign on, because it's 50-50, right? So in terms of structures that they're building, there's a caretaker committee across the entire country, right? In each state, and they're building their structures down to the ward level. So that's the structure. That's my answer to you. I can speak on the Nenadi Usman thing authoritatively, because that's the group that I'm associated with.
Right.
All right, just before we let you go, and just to be very clear, I know that you'll be gunning for the governorship ticket of the party.
Yes.
It's a coalition.
Yes.
If a primary holds and you do not get a ticket, will you stick with the party?
It's a coalition, like you said. There'll be no other place to go. Right? It's a coalition. We're bringing everybody together. So if you don't win there, where are you going to go? Everybody's already here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it can be a coalition without the PDP. It can be a coalition without a few other parties.
I don't see. No.
You don't know what she was going
to. The coalition of the APC. No.
Well, you got my point.
Yeah,
and I answered you.
Okay.
Rhodes-Vivour, it's been an absolute
Thank you
pleasure.
so much.
This is another one, APC. So everything that concerns, or everything APC knows how to do best now is this violence, attack, unleashing attack to these different parties. So Tinubu is gradually want to build one party system for 2020. It's not going to be possible, and you can't even do it. So this is what you knows how to do best. Do the reasons why they elect you. You say no. You say your government is doing well. Then do well now. Do well. Allow others to plan ahead for the election. Why using security Agbero tools to terrorize or to attack these people every time? The last one was Peter Obi. The next one was Erupt in Kaduna State. Now is GROV. Or at this APC state too. This is what you are going to see in all APC state too. Because when elections start, when this campaign start fully, that's where you will know the power of APC with Agbero talks. Now they will come at dinner and say they don't know anything about. If you don't know anything about it, who are these people? These people will just come from nowhere, go they attack people. No, now they say now small that they put sand for blind man Gary. If it too much, the blind man he go no say now sign they give and not be Gary again. APC waiting now. What is the color of the problem? Peter Obi now Erupt is GVR. So who knows the next person or the next state? Anytime they go the APC state, it's the same thing they will do. And when that election campaign start, now so APC will they deny these people access to campaign in their stadium. He said the normal stadium we're supposed to use. At that time they will remember say security. They want they caution with security. They not will use that one. They will come pursue them go. They go come pursue them go one hall or event or field open place where they inside bush where people know will fit get access to go for rally. That's it. So what am I saying now? These people, this is just a sign that you people also be getting ready. I know literally you guys can do because now not the control security. Yeah, but hey, we need to tell these people that not be only they get monopoly of violence because it's getting too much. It's getting too much. Just imagine what this guy said now. GVR. Imagine the expenses. Election campaign never even start. See the expenses one that don't they put for this man head. And that's so it will be continuously at the talk. And that's so it will be when I get ready. Election under Tinubu, it don't become war, do or die. It don't become do or die. It has never been this bad. The purpose where they let you come office, you don't neglect that one completely. You don't focus again. You know they do anything that has to do to anything that has to do to make this country better, to carry this country, carry go where you met. And no, you not concern you again. Now to destabilize, destroy an opposition, attack them. The effort, the energy where you're supposed to pull, they pull things in order. Now the effort, energy, now you take the arrange for Agbero, bad boys. They work with the police. Now all these police people. Every time I go come and come see the attack, come they talk, say now salary too small, they don't do this. They not be going they power all of now. Just imagine, it's annoying to see this going on. When you ask them now, they say they don't know anything about it. They'll keep on denying. As soon as they deny, and so God will say they deny on a prayer request. Anything, we not even need that again. Now not know waiting be God. Now be demon now. It's getting too much. What is the meaning? You say you are working. Let your work speak for you. Allow these people to do their whatever they are doing. You don't need to campaign again. You don't need to do preparation. Now you there in power. These people who are trying to come in, Let them do whatever they want to do. Let them do their preparation. Why disturbing them? Why stopping them from using public office places? Now they say, okay, this will not be. They can't even change. How many times for changing location to an extent they can't go use church? You see, go carry your wahala, go meet them for inside church. Now so God will carry wahala come meet una for una personal house. Now so APC members, anybody when you get hand for all these things where they go on for this country for this attack. Now so God will they expose una, they pull hand, will they deny una. Or they carry problem, they come meet una for una house. One day now. Una not will live forever now. Just imagine. Just imagine. You say you they do well. You're doing well, we speak for you. Allow your doing well, speak for you. Let Nigeria decide. It's not by force. You can't force Nigerians to vote for you. And it shows that this is what you are going to do. But we are not going to allow you, APC. No, it's not going to be possible. Tinubu is not coming back. Anyways, what do you think? Please share this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Be your guy. Please run for me. Subscribe.